Welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Suckit. So today I am bringing to you a special report, ding, 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 about an article that Wizards of the Coast put out concerning the Magic the Gathering arena economy. So just to give you a background on what the economy is like, what does it take to get the things that you want out of Magic the Gathering Arena? Like, if you want to get some cards, how do you get it? And how expensive is it? And how hard is it for you to get it there? And of course, the cards are ranked as common, uncommon, rare, and mythic rare. And so therefore, you would expect that mythic rares would be very hard to come by because they're mythically rare. The problem is that people want to play decks that include mythic, rare, or rare cards, and it's sometimes very difficult to get a hold of these cards. Now, rares seem to come, the more you play, the more packs you get, and you get at least one rare with every pack, except for in those rare occasions where you get a mythic rare. And I believe the rate is like 1 out of 30 packs or something like that is going to be a mythic rare. So that's a lot of packs you got to go through to be able to get a mythic rare. And occasionally, maybe it's not packs, but yeah, it's a long way to get mythic. Mythics are really hard to come by. So that's what the economy is about. It's like, how are people going to be able to purchase or earn the things that they're trying to do? So Wizards has been thinking about it because it's been a complaint for a long time now. And the problem is that what Wizards of the Coast does is they balance the game in a lot of ways. They're trying to balance each card against each other, make sure that nothing's too broken. But in Magic the Gathering Arena, they're trying to make sure that the way that we play the game provides motivation for us to play without just giving us everything straight from the start, but also gives us an ability to feel like we're earning something, as well as making us want to pay them more money to do other things. So let's talk about what is new. So one of the things that came up was the idea of dusting. And what dusting is let's see, it says dusting in a digital collectible card game refers to the player's ability to remove unwanted cards from their collection, and in doing so, acquire a resource that can be used to collect the cards or cards that they do want. So basically, it means like you got like a billion commons or whatever, and maybe I don't know, like 100 of them, and you could turn them in. They'd take it out of your collection, and then like you get like one rare wild card or something like that. I don't know. That's just an idea of what dusting is. It's just completely blowing away something that you have in return for something else. And so that's what people are saying. Hey, why can't I do this? And Wizards of the Coast, so the deal is Wizards of the Coast said that there are currently no plans to support this. So do not count on them ever doing it. So at least they're currently not planning on doing it. Let's put it that way. So the best thing we got is like the vault, right? So if you're not aware what the vault is, the deal is that every time that you get a card that you already have, in case you're playing for commons and uncommons. I think probably rares too, but every time you get a card you already have, they add a certain percentage to your vault. And it's not much, right? Like, I don't know, like not even 1%. I think it costs like, I forget, you can look it up online. But the deal is that when you finally reach 100% in your vault, then they give you a certain amount of wild cards. And the weird part is that there's a lot of like uncommon and common wild cards, which is just crazy because the whole reason why you have so many things going into your vault is because you already got a bunch of common and uncommons. Now, so anyways, I kind of wish they would just give you more wild and or not wild, but rare and mythic wild cards. But yeah, anyways, that's the vault. So the vault is what the vault is. It was their first attempt to try to fix certain things, but it's still not quite good enough. So anyways, they're not planning on doing dusting. That's not going to happen. So, but what they said that they are planning on doing is that for a limited time, when the streets of New Capena, whatever we'll call that, will be coming out, which is I think at the end of April, that they're going to allow us to be able to purchase a wild card bundle for $50, 49.99. And inside this wild card bundle, there will be 12 rares and 4 mythic rare wild cards. Now, to me, that sounds ridiculously expensive. $50 for, 16 wild cards. That is just ridiculous. Uh, but that's what we're going to get as an offer. So that way, if you are desperate to try to get, one play set of mythic rare of a single mythic rare, you'll be able to spend $50. At which point you'll be able to potentially get 3 play sets of some rares, and that's ridiculous. That's like 4 cards times 4 for $50. So okay, that's what they're going to do. That just sounds really expensive to me. Um, so that's one thing they're going to do for us. All right. Now, just to let people know, so this guy named Frank Karsten, who has been a Pro Tour Hall of Famer and has done, I forget, some other stuff. Anyways, he did an evaluation and he says, look, if you spend $50 on MTG Arena and you buy 46 packs, because that's what you can get when you buy your, you take your money, you convert it to gems, you buy some packs, 46, right? That you'll usually gain about 3 mythic cards and 9 rare cards. So in comparison to 4 and 12. But then you'll also get but then you'll get all of the cards you open, which would be, what is that? Like, that's like at least 46 rares. And, some, I mean, not all rares, because some of them are going to be mythics. And then you're going to get a whole bunch of uncommons and commons. So that's why it just doesn't seem right here. It's just not worth buying the bundle pack. It seems like it's much worth it just to go ahead and spend that money on the existing packs that you can get. So yeah, there's that. So second thing that came up was this thing called Mythic Packs. Let's see if I can find that article in here somewhere. Here we go. So for instance, we'll soon be launching a Mythic Booster Pack available for 1,300 gold that ensures that the card in the rare or mythic slot is always a mythic unless it is replaced by a wild card. So they're either going to, so that way you're guaranteed you're going to get a mythic for 1,300 gold. And I got to say, I'm actually much more of a fan of that. I think that's pretty decent. I was kind of hoping that, maybe they would lower the price on the booster packs so they weren't 1,000. But, all right, so they're going to stay at 1,000, whatever, for a regular pack. And then you could pay 1,300 to get a mythic pack, which guarantees that you are getting a mythic card in that bunch there. And I got to say, I'm way for this, because for me, the deal is that, you buy packs like crazy. And then eventually you got all the commons and uncommons. That's not that big idea. That's that big of a deal. You could do that pretty easily. And then you're still picking through your rares. Luckily, there's a lot of rares out there, and you're picking through them. But even then, eventually you run out of rares to get. And it's like, look, I hate pulling more rares, because all I'm doing is just putting more into the vault at that point. And it's like that vault conversion is a poor man's, deal there. It's just a bad deal. So in this case, when you get to the end of what you care about in rares, if you're just trying to flesh out your mythic list, then you can spend that extra 300 gold to get a mythic, to just ensure that you're getting a mythic that time. And so that'll be coming up soon. I don't know exactly when, but that sounds like the best thing going on so far. So in reality, it sounds like not a whole lot's changing. That they're planning on pushing out this, the wildcard bundle where you can pay an additional $50. I recommend you just skip that crap. But then there'll be these mythic booster packs, which actually aren't too bad. And there's only one other weird thing that came up that I wanted to talk about, and that was for those people who are brewers, people who are putting together decks, not necessarily to play, but just because they like to create deck lists and test them out. They said that they are also evaluating some options that will improve the ability for explorers to try decks without the full commitment of collecting or crafting all of the cards up front. So that's all they said about it, right? They just said that they're planning on putting together a system. Let's see if I can find it in here specifically for you. Control find up front. Yeah. I got it from here someplace. But anyway, so that's what they're looking to do. So, who knows? Maybe it's like you can put together your deck and you could play against, here it is right there. Oh, it's 2 words up front. But anyways, maybe you could play against Sparky or something like that. And that way you could test the deck against an AI, but you can't play it against a real person or something. I don't know. So they're evaluating some options that will improve the ability. So that's not a whole bunch of a commitment right there from their part. Who knows if it'll ever come into play, but that gives people the ability to build and try some decks out without having to collect or craft all of the cards up front. So that might be interesting. I mean, it'd be nice to actually, because you can sit there, you could pretend what it is. You can even, you can go into lots of websites out there, put together your fake decks, and then have them come back with what would show up in your hand. Your fake draws kind of situation. But that doesn't go so far. You kind of need to play the cards to see how they work with each other and what the effect is and how they interact with other things. So, like, without having those cards in real life, how can you try them out? And that's the only thing I can think of, is that you'd have to play against an AI, because if you're not playing against the AI, then against an AI, you're playing against somebody else, and that's playing. That's actually using your cards. I mean, unless they're saying, look, in play mode, just open play, you could do whatever the heck you want. And then when you pay money for like a tournament or something, then you have to have the cards. I don't know. That seems kind of weird, because I could tell you, I'd probably just never. I'd just play open play for the rest of my life if that would be the case. But anyways, that's what's going on with the economy. There's no timeline for any of these things right now. So we'll just have to wait and see what else is going to come out in the news in the near future. That's it for now. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time. Later.